Hi guys! Okay, so today I'm going to be reviewing the Makeup Forever HD Foundation. I know that I've been promising this review for a long time. I've had this since about Valentine's Day. You know, normally when I review something, I usually like to use it at least a few weeks, especially a makeup or a skincare product like that, because you never really know quite what it's going to do, and under like certain conditions and stuff. So anyways, I swear there is a good reason why it has taken me so long. First of all, just at a glance, this foundation is, that's what it looks like. It's in a little pump container. Mine's extremely gross and dirty. And it is $40. I know, it's expensive. So I told myself that, spending that much on a foundation, I really expected to love it. Sometimes you do buy things, you spend a lot of money on something, and you almost convince yourself, okay, it is worth that amount of money. I'm going to love this. It's that price for a reason, all that. So, I really wanted to love it. Prior to that, I had been using the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus. I'm going to talk about this one as well. Now, I don't wear liquid foundation every day, and especially prior to doing this. Now, I've kind of gotten, I kind of do most of the time. But I had been wearing this every day, and I was kind of alternating it between that and then my Mineralized Skin Finish Natural. This is just like a powder foundation. That's what I wear most of the time, day to day. Doesn't give a lot of coverage. It's really light. So when I started using this, I had been used to also using the Studio Sculpt, which I liked, which is by MAC. And when I used this, I expected some dramatic difference. It says it's HD, high definition. It says it's a natural coverage, natural finish makeup. And I expected just really awesome results. And honestly, I got good results. I mean, I got the kind of results that you would expect from a good foundation. You shouldn't have a cakiness issue. You shouldn't have, it should last a long time. It should wear well, which it did. It looked very natural. The only thing is that being said, I think a lot of people lately have gotten on the whole natural natural finish kick, and really what that is it's just the finish of a foundation is the finish of the foundation. If it's more of a matte finish, it's supposed to be less, it's supposed to have more of a matte finish on your skin. A lot of people kind of associate natural finish with it being shiny, and that's not always the case. But my skin naturally is not shiny. My face naturally without makeup isn't shiny, it's not shimmery, it doesn't have any kind of a sheen to it, so I don't think that looks natural. I think that looks dewy. And I think that you can kind of create that with other products. I don't necessarily think that a foundation should be shimmery or dewy or whatever. That being said, this really isn't. This says it's invisible coverage, which is good, but I don't think that it provides great coverage by any means. Now, when I'm not wearing makeup, I do have some issues, like breakout issues. It's mostly around my chin and on my forehead a little bit, like just scars and some dark marks left behind. I don't have any issues on my cheeks or anything, so when I use this, I feel like it looks perfect on my cheeks. I feel like, it really evens everything out, kind of like a tinted moisturizer would, but just a little bit heavier, not heavier, but a little more pigmented. Now, on my chin and forehead, I still feel like I need concealer, which is normal, but I felt like I was applying a lot of concealer. Now, I wasn't used to wearing a liquid foundation, like I said, so I just thought that it was normal, that I was applying, all this concealer to cover up everything. Because really, if I would have gone back, which I did a few times, because I tested this crap for like weeks, if I would have went back and applied more to those areas, it kind of starts losing its effect, It's not so natural anymore. And I think that where foundation is concerned, you really want to be able to find a product that you can apply the least bit of to get the results that you want. That being said, if you're going to spend $40 on a foundation, you probably shouldn't be spending $40 on a foundation if you've got perfect skin anyways. And I really think that for people that don't have much breakouts or that don't have much issues with discoloration and stuff, if you've got minor discoloration, this would probably even it out, but I just don't think this is going to do it. You're going to have to use another product, so I don't think that the $40 is worth it. It's not a magic foundation. It says it's high definition, it's invisible coverage. Well, I think that a foundation, if it's a quality foundation, you shouldn't be able to see it anyways, and there's a lot more out there that delivers those results without that HD hype, I guess. And I think if it would have been just a little bit, if it had better coverage, I would have loved it. So I kept using it, and I kept thinking, oh, it's good, you know, I like it, it's okay. I got used to applying all the concealer. Well, then one day I decided to go back and use my Matte Velvet Plus, and I was like, oh my gosh, I used half the amount. I got perfect coverage, did not have to use any concealer, and it looked much more natural. Now, this stuff, I do not like the look of like caked on. I mean, who does? But like, you know, totally matte. I do like my skin to be shine free. I don't like to look shiny, but I like to look natural. I don't like the powdered caked effect. Usually foundations that are mattifying and that say long wearing and all that, I'm a bit afraid of, because ones that I've tried before, Revlon Color Stay, look like a mask, and it looks thick and it looks unnatural. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see any discoloration, but you know, it looks like makeup. So anyways, I went back to this, and it was like that first day wearing this, it was like I had been using this enough to really, really get used to it, and so when I started using something different, it was like night and day. Like, I could tell a huge difference. The first day I wore this, I got compliments on my skin. If someone compliments your skin and you are wearing liquid foundation, that's a pretty good compliment. Going back to the whole natural finish foundation thing, the finish of this is not like a typical matte product that's called Matte Velvet Plus. I mean, that's scary, right? The finish of this is very, very natural. If I apply it to one side of my face and then I leave one side of my face bare, the texture looks the same. That's the problem with this. I feel like with this, it's okay, but, you know, I feel like I have to put powder over it. When I used to set it, I would use either my HD finishing powder or I would use my Mineralized Skin Finish Natural. And with this actually puts down more product, like more coverage. That's just too much. I mean that's fine if that's what you want to use, but chances are if you're really trying to cover something and you've used this and then you've used a ton of concealer and then you've used this on top of it, the HD effect is not really going to apply anymore. Use this. Don't have to use concealer. If I do use concealer, I just have to use a little bit. And coverage is awesome. The finish is perfect. It looks natural. I don't always have to put a powder over it, but if I do, I don't use this one because this one's going to put down more color. You know, it might start taking away from the... I think that has a natural finish. Again, I don't think natural is shiny. I think that foundations that look shiny shouldn't be called natural because those are natural. With foundations, you may be scared of this one because, like I said, it has Matte Velvet Plus in the name, or matte in the name, or whatever. This is actually going to be more versatile than a product like this. Now, yes, this one has lighter coverage, like I said, but with this, you know, you could put it on someone that doesn't need much coverage. You could sheer it out. You could put it on someone that needed a ton of coverage, that had serious breakout issues, and it would be perfect. It would work for dry skin, it would work for oily skin, and the best part about it is that you can totally make this look dewy if you wanted to. You could kind of, you know, use a highlighting product, or my favorite thing to do, and you guys have all heard this, I'm sure, is to use Fix Plus. What I like to do is, I've seen a lot of people spray it on their face, but I actually used to spray it on like a paddle type brush like this and just tap it. And then I started using my 187 type brush, spraying it on the brush or spraying it on the paddle brush, and then you can dab it on areas that look a little powdery or areas that you may have concealed a lot that you don't want to look cakey. Or what I like to do sometimes is to just spray it on my face and then kind of tap it. Don't rub it, but just tap it. Of course, you could always mix it a little bit with strobe liquid. Not strobe cream. I think strobe cream is a little better for the body, but strobe liquid works really well mixed with this. You could just mix a little bit on your fingertips after you've applied it to your face as a foundation. Mix a little bit of the strobe liquid with a little bit of the foundation, and then just dab it, you know, in areas that you'd want to look a little more natural. And then buff everything in with a brush like this. So I think that as far as like versatility, this foundation is going to be much better, because if you get this and you want to get a more matte look, you're going to have to apply a crap load of powder, and a little better just to get the result with one product rather than having to apply that and concealer and powder stuff. It's the same exact amount. I believe they're both 30 milliliter. Yeah, they're both like 1 ounce. This is also oil-free, water-resistant. This stuff will stay on. I mean, I've got oily skin, and I hardly have to touch up through the day. About application, I apply these very much the same. This one might be just a hair thicker. This is actually very, very thin, I think, for a foundation. My very favorite way of applying this one is with the Beauty Blender. You guys know about that. I've showed you that little sponge. I've also used a Beauty Blender with this one, and it works perfectly. If you're going to use a brush, though, I would use the 187, or even just a traditional foundation brush like this works great. Hands down, 100% prefer this, and it's cheaper. Okay, so that's it. And that was a long review, but there was a lot to talk about, so hope that was helpful. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I know after I film this, I'm probably going to remember things that I wanted to say. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you all very soon. Bye.